Well, thank you so much for interviewing me. This UN 2023 Water Conference is a very unprecedented historical event. More than 7,000 participants gathered in New York, discussed and worked out the roadmap for the water action. In this regard, from UN, we highly commend and appreciated a strong leadership by President Rahman. In this process, we also highlight, appreciated and commend the strong participation and commitment by the Republic of Tajikistan to gather the participation and also to remobilize the strong involvement from all stakeholders. And particularly, we are so honored and proud to be continued to a strong partner with the Republic of Tajikistan. We know the Republic of Tajikistan has demonstrated a strong leadership, commitment, and it also laid down a very profound plan of the action. We hope that in coming years we would further enhancing our strong partnership in all collaboration, in all kind of dialogue, in all kind of interaction. We look forward to the Dushanbe Water Conferences. We are ready to work on a continual basis with our colleagues from the Republic of Tajikistan. Thank you so much.
I wish to greet people of Tajikistan. We are here today because Tajikistan is organizing an event on water cooperation in Central Asia region in the framework of our Global Water Conference 2023 that we have right now in New York at the UN headquarters. So I would like to congratulate Tajikistan to their chairmanship in IFAS on RLC, and also I'm leading the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, and we are more than 20 years working in the region of Central Asia on cooperation on water, against water pollution, on cooperation in different basins. So this water is a vital element for the region of Central Asia, not only for economy, ecology, biodiversity, agriculture, for well-being of people. So we are supporting all countries of Central Asia, and namely Tajikistan is playing a crucial role in this.
The International Atomic Energy Agency is present at the UN Water Conference, supporting the efforts of Tajikistan. We know how important the efforts against glacier degradation are. They are a key element in the fight against the problems related to water scarcity in the context of global warming and climate change. The establishment of 2025 as an international year against glacier degradation is a very important element, and the IAEA has launched a global effort, a global network of water laboratories, which is going to be assisting countries, including Tajikistan, in getting the indispensable scientific information which is needed to analyze the characteristics of the phenomenon and how to fight it. The IAEA is happy to work with Tajikistan in this global common effort.
Very positive impressions I have from this water conference. I want to congratulate Tajikistan and the government of Tajikistan, who is co-hosting this conference. It's a historical conference and milestone in our water policy dialogue. Tajikistan is co-hosting this with the Netherlands, which actually shows how close we are, how close our partnership between EU and Central Asian regions is. Very good impressions. I mean, a lot of stakeholders here, civil society, governments, international financial institutions, civil society actors, also academia. So I'm quite hopeful that this conference will bring good results. Everybody is making voluntary commitments And now, of course, we have to see how the implementation phase of these commitments will happen, and the EU definitely is giving to the 33 commitments, and I have also seen that the Central Asian countries have announced their commitments in their speeches, and in the regional context there is a joint statement coming from the Central Asian countries today. And it has been a very, very positive step which the European Union appreciates warmly. And we encourage, of course, more regional cooperation in Central Asia, and we intend to support that also from our side. Well, Tajikistan plays a very, very important role. First of all, you've been one of the initiators of this water decade, water diplomacy, dialogue on water at the United Nations. And the role Tajikistan has as co-hosting this historic conference is very remarkable and very important, and we praise Tajikistan for doing this job. It's not an easy one, but you've been doing it very well. And also this is a year of when we mark the 30th anniversary of IFAS, the International Fund for RLC, and I think it's a very good coincidence that these two conferences happened during this year, so it gives more impetus for our dialogue, our water dialogue in Central Asia, also in the wider region. And you are showing a very good example on water dialogue improving. I think the whole discussion about water, about the scarcity of water, how it's used, how it's managed, how it's available in Central Asia, but in the whole world is very crucial at the moment. And Tajikistan is playing a big role, and also I must say that Honorable President Rahmon is playing a very, very important role with his personal engagement. He is here for all these days, and on highest level Tajikistan is represented.
Mein Eindruck ist der, dass wir hier uns über die wichtigste Ressource unterhalten, nämlich Wasser. Es ist eine unersetzbare Ressource, und wir haben die Situation, dass ca. 2 Millionen Menschen auf der Erde keinen Zugang zu Wasser haben, und die Hälfte der Weltbevölkerung hat keine optimalen sanitären Voraussetzungen. Deshalb ist es wichtig, dass man sich jetzt nach 50 Jahren erstmals wieder zu einer Wasserkonferenz zusammenfindet, und die Co-Hoster dieser Konferenz, nämlich die Niederlande und Tadschikistan, haben einen sehr wichtigen Beitrag geleistet, damit diese Konferenz überhaupt stattfinden kann. Insbesondere Tadschikistan hat sich hier besonders engagiert. Wichtig ist, glaube ich, dass es einen interregionalen und internationalen Austausch gibt, denn nur dadurch wird es möglich, dass all jenen eine Stimme gegeben wird, die keinen Zugang zu Wasser haben. Und wir erwarten uns von dieser Konferenz, dass es eine Action Agenda gibt, also eine Vielzahl von Projekten, wo durch Selbstverpflichtung ein Beitrag geleistet wird, einfach um die Wassersituation zu verbessern. Und darüber hinaus hoffen wir, dass es schließlich eine Entscheidung gibt, einen UN-Sonderbeauftragten für Wasser einzusetzen, denn das wäre ein erster Schritt in Richtung einer aktiven Wasserpolitik, die über die UNO koordiniert wird.
First, we would like to thank the government of Tajikistan and the government of the Netherlands for the great effort they did to have this conference after absence of almost 50 years. And I think the generation has not seen such a big conference organized by the UN in the area of water. This is a very helpful platform that brings the countries together finally to follow up on the water action agenda and really make positive steps toward the achievement of SDG 6, but not only SDG 6 but also the other remaining SDGs. I think this will help very much the international community to face the climate change, not only in the adaptation but also in the mitigation. Here we are bringing the results and messages from the COP27 that was organized in Egypt to show the people and to show the world that we can work together, especially having an action, adaptation on actions for African countries and the global countries.
Да, весь мир сегодня слетелся в Нью-Йорк по инициативе Таджикистана и Нидерландов. Колоссальная работа была проведена, и личное участие господина президента в этом во всем процессе делает этот форум еще более эффективным, потому что на этом форуме, скажем, работать будет это дополнительный этап в продолжении этого большого пути, и вопросы воды сегодня становятся еще более актуальными, может быть, даже самыми актуальными в мире, потому что страны очень обеспокоены ситуацией с уменьшениями резервов воды в разных странах, и, конечно, это делает вопрос настолько актуальным, что сегодня практически все страны или на региональном уровне, и на глобальном уровне заинтересованы в тесной координации всех этих вопросов, связанных с резервами воды, с правильным распределением воды. Очень важно в данном случае еще и поставить вопрос о правильном пользовании воды, то есть ответственное пользование водой. Если мы не сможем правильно ею пользоваться, эффективно ею пользоваться, сколько мы ее не будем собирать, она никогда ее не хватит. Поэтому мы на самом деле считаем, что вот этот сегодняшний форум дает очень много возможностей для кооперации между странами в области охраны, правильного регулирования в законодательном порядке, охраны природных ресурсов, водных ресурсов и их, конечно же, их использования.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I'm Hassan Jami, I'm Federal Secretary for Ministry of Water Resources in Pakistan. So I'm delighted to be here at the UN Water Conference, and I'm grateful that Government of Tajikistan and the Kingdom of Netherlands, they have jointly hosted this, and this is a much needed conference which is being held after many, many years. The last one was held in 1977, so after almost 46 years this is being held. So I'm delighted to be here. It's wonderful. I've met so many delegates from different countries and from different organizations, and we are having very useful meetings, not only in the main General Assembly, but outside in several of the side events. So I'm very happy. I'm thankful to the Tajikistani president also, and to the people of Tajikistan. Thank you.
After 47 years, it's a pleasure to be at the 2023 UN Water Conference. Discussions like these, bringing together world leaders, civil society, UN agencies, the private sector, are critical. We know that by 2050, over 700 million people will be living in areas affected by water scarcity. We are dealing with a crisis that requires all of us to come together to come up with solutions. For the International Organization of Migration, for which I'm the Deputy Director General for Operations, we are here to stress the critical importance and link between climate change and human mobility. We know that the impact of climate is sometimes forcing people to move, and in many cases leaving people with no option but to move. But we know that with commitment, with funding, and with technology, we can avert, we can prevent, and we can minimize the impact of climate on people. But we also know that for some, they have no option but to move, to relocate, and for which migration is a positive adaptation approach for people to deal with the impact of climate. And it was a pleasure for me to be here at this event, co-hosted by the government of Tajikistan and the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and be part of a global conversation, but more than talk, but to act, and to act together for a world that leaves no one behind.
Thank you for having me the interview, and I think this is a very important event in the world, and I want to recommend that we should have these events as frequent as possible. It's important that we sit at the heartbeat of the world to discuss about global issues like water. Water is the universal solvent. Water that gives life. Everything we talk about in this world is water. So it's important that we sit here every year, discuss about this, look at the water actions and take concrete, meaningful actions to ensure that the whole world have water. People living around the world have water. Of course, you have places like Africa, north where the Sahara, where water is an issue. We have drought in other countries. We have even the flooding that is happening. We have the world crisis, which we see on the climate change. It's about water. So I think it's important that we sit on this platform to deliberate on, to ensure that the recommendations that we make here today at the end of this is implemented fully. We should distinguish between politics and actions. So this is not about politics. So I'll invite the government to take actions in this, keep politics aside, look at the things that will save life so that the world will be what we want by 2030.
Good morning, I'm Chedi Muripe. I'm from South Africa. I'm the member of the IAC of the Dushanbe process. I have been with Tajikistan as a member of the high-level panel on water. And we are happy today because actually this is the outcome of the recommendations that came out of the high-level panel on water. We went through Dushanbe. Dushanbe worked on the thematic areas that are here today, adopted by member states. We made sure that the drafts and the first thoughts came from that process. We therefore would really love Dushanbe not to leave it out, to make sure that the outcomes of this program, because they coordinated to this level, must be secured. They must guard jealously against losing the outcomes, because we want to see the implementation and the rollover and the adoption by member states of the good work that would come out of here. We really look forward to the leadership that Tajikistan and Netherlands gave. We think we'll go back to the drawing board as a team, the International Advisory Committee, to work on modalities and how we can do it going forward.
Yes, Alberto Turksta, Diplomatic World Magazine. We've been following the initiatives of Tajikistan for a very long time, including the Water Action Decade and the initiatives for the glaciers, Year of Glaciers. I think this initiative, together with the government of the Netherlands, is critical. It's been more than 4 decades since we had a water conference at this level in the United Nations, and we know it is critical. We know the challenges we're facing as a result of climate change, as a result of the melting of glaciers, and the world needs to come together regionally and globally to discuss ways forward, because water is life, and this is why we are here, and we're very proud to support such initiatives of the Tajik government.